What's up, folks? And we are live, Live, live. How is it going, everybody? I got a little caught up listening to some Master Boot record, getting my mind in gear for the fun show that we have tonight. Later on tonight, I'm going to have special guest Doc Hog, creator of Tilt, who's going to be talking about his adventures. What's up, folks? And we are. I pulled a Manny. Love you, Manny. That's an old gag from Good Dog Press, the putting on the secondary device and forgetting the volume was on because, old, I guess. I don't know. I'm just throwing myself in there with you, Manny. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Froggo Funding. What's up, Froggo? We've got Shinobi Raccoon. We've got Fade Salvation. How are y'all doing tonight? Thank you very much for showing up. Good to see you. Hail the Frog. I like the frogs. Speaking of frogs, I got a chance to check out Indie Dave Comics. He had Sweens on, and he was talking about Oddity. And that's a real fun comic right there, man. I tell you that. That's a fun comic. I'm looking forward to people getting their hands on that. I gotta work. I've got some stuff in the works. I'm gonna do a big fan art piece. I'm gonna include some really cool stuff, and to include Shinobi Raccoon, Canadian Shield, Skunk Girl, Cyber Frog, a whole bunch of stuff that I think is really cool. Yeah, that's right. So Froggo Funding says, I hope you can get him on easier than me and Armand boomerang it up. Yeah. And speaking of Doc Hog, how are you doing, bud?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I am doing great, thank you. How's your day going?
Been a while since I've been on Google Hangouts chat.
Yeah. I run this whole shindig through OBS. A lot of people are trying to talk me into going over to StreamYard.
Mm. Well, yeah. No, it's been kind of a weird day. Is there a way to screen share on this?
Yes, sir. You can just go ahead and let me take a look at my controls here. In the upper right-hand corner, there are 3 dots on top of each other. Click that, and it'll give you the option to screen share. You can share a screen or a specific application.
Gotcha. Okay, just pretty much just like StreamYard. Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, this was the old standard, and when they removed the compatibility because YouTube software was going far beyond what Hangout software was capable of. Oh my goodness, yeah, that post, man, dude, that cracked me up so much.
Yeah, this is just basically how I ended up with Renfamous actually backing Tilt today. And this is not the first time I've done this Twitter ad, with the logic being this is the type of person who hates Tilt. Now I don't know, you are not that person, therefore you must back Tilt. And so at any rate, I'm working today, and then I don't know, late in the afternoon, 4 or 5, I go back and check my Twitter account, and there's Renfamous has me blocked on my my Doc Hog Twitter account. So there's some guy responding to some message that I can't see. So I go back to one of my other Twitter accounts. I plug in the URL, and this is basically what comes up. I get a thank you for backing the campaign. And yeah, I checked my email, and there it was, and looking forward to getting my copy. And I actually sent her a thank you, my standard thank you, and said, and then I said, P.S. Renfamous is Latin for sexy, right? And she hasn't bothered responding to that, but at any rate, and then let's see what happened. Yeah, I got this. this whoever this Gavin Bradigan is, he writes, this might be the saddest thing. A really good concept, muddled down by being a prick. This isn't a family show, is it?
No.
All right. A really good concept, muddled down by being a prick and thinking that characters being assholes to each other, and some kind of self-perceived taboo body types are selling points. And I actually kind of think, I mean, but the use of the word prick makes me think this is one of my ex-wife's sock puppet accounts. But at any rate, I was just over on graded 0.5, and they were giving me various warnings that, you know, she may ask for a refund, or, you know, she might pull some sort of thing that claiming that she's being doxxed now that I have her shipping information. And of course, I'd never ever do anything like that. I don't even care if it is Renfamous. You know, doesn't matter. I protect my customers' information. I even, before I let people know that my younger brother had bought the highest tier, you know, because I wanted to have some fun with that, I actually asked my brother, of all people, do you mind if I share that with people? So, you know, if you back the book, nobody knows it unless you declare it publicly. I don't, you know, I don't share any information. But yeah, I was just like, well, this will be interesting. And you know, someone said, you know, she might bash it in a review somewhere. And I'm kind of like, well, I think that actually might be good for future sales. You know, I was a little worried that, you know, that flushing sound I was hearing in the back of my head was my cred going all the way down the toilet with war campaign. So, but yeah, no, this is a weird day, but I think that's a.
Hey, spite customers are still customers, you know, and you treated
know,
her with respect. I mean, regardless of all the animosity that may or may not exist, you know, it's like, well, you know, I hope she enjoys her book. I hope that she enjoys this, because it's going to be a fun book, man. Oh, I got a special shout out. Nighthawk Warrior, he shared this to his Twitter. Thank you very much, Nighthawk. You have yourself a wonderful night. He's got a wonderful young creator. This guy's up and coming. He's working. He's working and developing his skills, and y'all should go check out his channel.
We all need to work to develop our skills. That's
all. Oh yeah. No, and he's lucky. He gets to start young. So anyway, no, this is amazing, man. This is hilarious.
Yeah, let me screen grab something here, and I can give my 5-minute pitch for Tilt.
Yes, please.
I will do so, but let me do screen
grab. And I'm going to hand out the wrench to, you know, Froggo. I'm going to give you the wrench. Behave yourself. You know, have the
Dale Froggo.
Yes, Froggo's really cool. You know, it's one of those things of like, never judge somebody's character by their content on Twitter, because you never know if they're joking or if they're just, you know, this is where they go to have their bad day or whatever, dude. You know, get to know somebody before you make a decision. And Froggo's he's one of those cool people. He genuinely is, like, cool people.
All right.
And you know, not that we're a part of a promotional group. Oh, good, I didn't say cult. Good promotional group. Wherein we love frogs.
I had someone that I actually respect the other day claim that Ethan it was a cult, and I'm arguing, no, he's not a cult. He's like, yes, he is.
That's the joke.
It's a cult of personality, and I'm like, dude.
Yeah,
everybody has a cult of personality, you know? It's like, you know, every singer, every movie star, every politician who has people who like them and are fans is a cult of personality, in which case everything's a cult, and in which case nothing is a cult. I mean, okay, He has very ardent, loyal fans. He's got a big following on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's not a cult.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And hey, you know, these loyal fans, sometimes he does something they don't like and they leave. They're not big fans anymore. Some fans grow more or less over time. It's almost like it's just like a fandom.
You're always going to have, you know, for lack of a better term, your marginal fans, people who like you but will go searching for somebody else, you know, the second that you do something they, you know, for whatever they don't like. So
no, it's just screeching points. That's all it is. It's just screeching points. Because they don't talk, they just screech into the void.
Mm-hmm.
And you wait for others to screech back. It's like owls lost in the night.
That's one. All right.
Yeah, so let's talk us through your awesome campaign here.
Well, thank you. All righty. Yeah, things are looking good. I'm almost at 60% now. And yeah, graded 0.5. I picked up another backer there, so thanks to those guys, and hopefully I'll pick up a few more here. And yeah, I was like right around 55% at the halfway point on Monday, so things are looking good for actually making my goal. So all right, let me start the 5 minutes here, and yeah, what is tilt? Well, the elevator pitch now is that this is superheroes meet the Sopranos, and the main character here is Jennifer Poehler, and she has the power to make the kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive. That's what you're seeing here: Queen of Hearts, King of Hearts, and the Jack of Hearts. Now, why does she have that power? Well, it's because these mobsters here, and from left to right, they are Jack Tessio, Johnny Ricca, who's the head mobster, and Marco Tessio, Jack's younger brother. Jack and Marco are mob hitmen. And you might kind of notice that Johnny Ricca looks a bit like Tony Soprano, and that is no accident. At any rate, these mobsters murder Jennifer's dad, Larry, and after that, they are after Jennifer. And in the spirit realm, her dad, Larry, asks a spirit to grant Jennifer a power that enables her to protect herself from the mobsters. And that power is to make the kings, queens, and jacks come alive. But it comes with a price. And the price, and Larry doesn't want to go along with it, but finally he gives in, is that she has to use that power to eliminate the mobsters who murdered her dad. And what you're seeing right here is when the very first time she realizes she has this power, she's flipping cards into a hat, misses with the Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts shows herself, and Jennifer panics and faints. Here is actually the first hit. This is, I really like what my artist Marcos Lima did here with the the card expands and flips up, and the jack is about halfway out of it. And then, as you can, I'm sure you can tell, that's not water trailing behind here. I also love what my colorist Lenore King did.
She does a great job, man. Lenore's got a wonderful eye. She's a very colorful person in real life.
Yes, she is, in many ways. And this is kind of some of what you're going to see in the comic book. Lots of nice non-approved body type. And I'll just talk about some of the perks here. You can buy this is the standard cover. This is the variant cover. You got a house of cards with the various characters here. And you also have, there's a couple of perks that are add-ons. You can buy a pinup. This was drawn by Lenore King. She kind of went in a horror motif direction here instead of the, it's a drama action kind of genre. I guess a mobster kind of genre is the, that's what my comic is. But she went in the direction of horror here. And I just really like what she did. This here is the other add-on is an actual deck of cards, a 54 card poker deck, and this is what will show up on the back of the cards. This was drawn by my artist Marcos Lima, colored by Lenore, and the lettering, the graphics were done by a young woman by the name of Emma Longfellow. Just talk about some of the tiers. You can just buy the digital if you want, the PDF for only $4, or you can buy just one copy with either the standard cover or the variant cover. Those are $13. And then you can buy two copies with one with each cover for $20. And as you go up the tiers, the price of the add-ons go down to the point that at the $20 tier, you can get the two add-ons, the whole smash, for $30. And all the tiers after the digital is included with that as well. And so you get two copies of the comic, two both of the add-ons plus the digital copy for $30. I think you're going to have a hard time finding a better deal than that anywhere on Indiegogo. And these are the final two, the more expensive tiers. These you actually get drawn into the comic book. The first one is you're basically just a mob thug. You're guarding Johnny Ricca's his country home. You'll be drawn into one page, and you'll get you'll suffer a gruesome death. The first person who buys this gets to choose. You can either be slashed in your throat, or you can be stabbed in the back.
Oh,
and
nice.
then the first one here is you're actually Johnny Ricca's bodyguard. You'll get drawn into 2 pages. Sorry, I just hit my 5-minute, but I'm almost done.
That's all right. Keep going. Keep going.
Hey, you'll be drawn into 2 pages. You'll actually get to shoot some of the other characters, and you'll suffer a gruesome death of having a dagger thrown into your eye. So let's see what else here. A couple other things. Actually, 16 pages are of this comic. It's a 32-page comic. This is the first of 3 issues, a 3-issue story here. The first 16 pages are already done. They are colored. They're inked, colored, and lettered. We're almost up to 22 pages now. I just have a few things to review, and then we're going to have 22 pages. Point being is that I want to have this thing done just before the campaign ends, so once it does end, I'll be able to go to the printer right away and get this thing in your hands as quickly as possible. It says August 2020 here. I think, assuming all this the Mexican beer virus is all that crap is over. Shouldn't have any trouble getting it to you by July. With some luck, I'll actually have it to you by June. So that's kind of the business model I want to do here, is to get this into the hands of the customer as quick as possible.
Nice.
Let me just briefly talk about why I call this book Tilt, and this is actually just going back.
This is good. This is really interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's up here, and you may not be able to see it very well. I right at the beginning, I tell the reader what tilt is. It's a mental state in poker during which emotion dictates your play instead of logic and reason. And excuse me. Typically, what happens in that case is you're in a hand with some other guy. You're way ahead in the hand. The other person has maybe a 5% chance to beat you, and they catch the miracle card to beat you. And you see a big pot going to them when it really should have been going to you, and you get upset, sad, angry, and that starts dictating your play, and you lose a lot more money. Well, Jennifer's character arc here is a very emotional one. When she starts out, she can't imagine going after mobsters. The first hit, she pees her pants, throws up, but over time she starts to get off on the adrenaline rush. Plus, she's also somewhat impulsive, somewhat reckless, and those are bad weaknesses to have if you're either scared to death or getting off on the adrenaline rush. So, those are the things that she's going to have to struggle with, being very emotional versus trying to use logic and reason. That's going to be her character arc here, and hence I decided on that. I decided on Tilt for that. That was the main reason. Plus, it's just a nice, succinct title. And this is a story that deals with cards. So that's just about the 5-minute pitch. I was probably closer to 7 minutes, but
You're all good, man.
I think
it's a good book.
All the main info there.
Yeah, no. This is a great book, and I recommend that people back it. And if you're not able to, dude, share it out. Tell a friend. You know that friend. That nerdy friend that sits around playing all the Magic the Gathering games, but in reality they're really secretly a poker shark. This is the book they're looking for, and they probably don't even know it yet because you haven't told them. So, dude, y'all need to get out there. Go tell your friends.
I can show you all a little more art here if you want.
Yes, please. Oh, we love that.
What have I got here? Okay, this is. Gosh, when is this going to be? This I'm not sure when this page is going to be colored. This is the Jack of Hearts. This actually happens in a scene where this is the second attack on the mob on some mobsters, and something goes wrong in part because of Jennifer's impulsiveness, and one of the mobsters is getting away. The Jack of Hearts tells Jennifer, we need to go. And Jennifer, I should also mention that the non-face cards like aces or deuces, she can use those as well. She has to think of something related to those cards and then toss them. And here she says, she holds up a pair of aces, and in poker, aces are known as pocket rockets. And she says, let's see what we can do with these pocket rockets. She tosses them toward the Jack, and they turn into rocket launchers. And so the Jack here, who's kind of this testosterone-filled character, is like, oh, yeah. And he then will use the rocket launchers to blow up the car. And the blowing up will be a rather nice splash page.
Nice.
This here is this is actually kind of what's going on in the deck of cards. You've got a couple of the characters here, a couple of the queens, plus the Jack of Spades and the King of Spades. And what I'm doing here is the characters don't necessarily get along with each other. They argue, they bicker, and that's basically what the especially the King of Spades and the Jack of Spades are doing here. And what you have here at the bottom is the Queen of Hearts saying, gentlemen, please, stop. And let's see. Okay, yeah, this was a scene where they've just found out exactly who all the mobsters were who were involved in her dad's murder. And the Queen of Hearts here is telling her, we need to do some reconnaissance. We'll need the other queens for this. And what you've got here from left to right is the Queen of Spades, Queen of Diamonds, Queen of Clubs. And my artist and I, we decided to give the Queen of Hearts is dressed in more traditional kind of, garb that you would expect for a queen. The other three, we decided to base them on superhero costumes so that they were more fetching to the eye. Let's see. Yeah, this is a page that Lenore just colored. This is a scene where one of the subplots is going to be that Marco Tessio here thinks he's about to become a made man, and he just finds out. He just finds out they're driving Johnny Ricca to this guy goes by the name of Kenny H. And they're asking him, since when do you hang out with Kenny H? And Johnny replies, since he became a made man last night. So Jack Tessio finds out that he's been passed over, is very upset here, and as that will have repercussions down the line. And I think, yeah, that's about it. So
awesome, man. Awesome. This is a great book, man. Let's see if we can get this let's get this thing to like 5K, man. Seriously. Minimum. I'm not even joking, dude. Like this is underrated and it's so underrated. I'm looking at this, man, and I'm like, dude, you should have way more funding than this. This is a good book.
It's a couple things. It's a matter of trying to tell myself, did I do lay enough groundwork prior to launching the campaign? And then it's also, how much of the fact that the bottom's kind of fallen out of our economy right now, with just bad timing. I don't know, probably a combination of both, but I'm still getting it's on its way to meeting its goal. If I hit 3,000, the day I hit 3,000, I'm just going to be floating on a cloud for like 12 hours. And, you can do whatever you want. I'm not coming down off the cloud for a while. So, if we get to 3,000, I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah, so we got some cool people over here in the chat joining us. Our Muddy Geek Studios. I just can't say it without saying Muddy Geek. Trusty sidekick, incredible artist, man. This guy does some great, crazy stuff. Shinobi Raccoon, dude, is a fun artist as well. Down there in the chat, Mighty Geek Studios says Full Tilt would have been a better title. I would probably say, I don't know, that makes for a better sequel. What do you say, Doc?
That's interesting. I don't know that you can say either way. Full Tilt would be a good title. I just don't want to run into copyright claims from the actual poker site that goes by that.
Oh name. Yeah.
And I think I prefer just the one name title, Tilt.
Yeah.
You know, easy
Like
to
share.
remember. It's you know, you have the same letter at the beginning that as at the end, and you know it. You
No,
know,
I agree. I agree.
full. If I were to name a comic book Full Tilt, I don't think. I mean, I think the lead character would be someone, you know, you kind of think of you know, an Arnold Schwarzenegger in his action movie, or Sylvester Stallone or The Rock or something. You know, Full Tilt. You know, it's you know, that's the kind of character you might describe as Full Tilt. Tilt kind of works for the main character that I've got here, and so I think that's a little bit better title for this project. But you know, Full Tilt, yeah, that's not bad either.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, dude, this is an exciting book, man. I'm actually really looking forward to it. I wish I could afford to back this stuff, but right now, you know, I'm almost out of debt.
You mean getting yourself drawn into the yeah. Well, I'm gonna, you know, I'll be probably gonna in a couple days, probably dropping the prices some on those because it's just they're not moving, and I think, you know, everything else I've got a backer. I've got more than a few backers at every other tier. You know, my brother was the one who backed the highest tier. I can say that, and don't worry, anybody. I don't share that information. Your backer information. You know, people will only know if you go public with it, like, you know, Renfamous did. But my brother, I actually decided wanted to have some fun with that. But I actually asked him if it would be okay to mention that he backed the top tier. But you know, he was, you know, it's my brother. Okay, he works for Google. He's not hurting for money. So and so. But no, do not ask me if I can prevail upon him to say something to the YouTube folks. He does not work in that sector. Google is a huge
Oh, it's a gigantic mega corporation, man.
anyways, they wouldn't pay any attention to him. No, I mean, I remember when I switched over from Google Maps to Waze, and I told them about it, and I said, you know, you folks at Google need to get your maps better. And he said, yeah, well, I don't work for that section. I said, you need to let them know that well, you should tell them that your brother switched over from Google Maps to Waze. He said, oh, that's okay. Google owns Waze now, too. So,
Of course they do. And you know what's funny? Their parent corporation is Alphabet. You know, everything from A to Z, huh?
yeah, really.
Owns
And
Boston Dynamics and a whole bunch of other. See, around here, we got a bit of a cyberpunk crowd around here. We pay attention to these mega corporations gobbling up all the little companies, and you end up with like 6 brands with 100 faces each. It's horrifying.
Well, I'm probably going to drop the prices on those 2 tiers soon because they're just. I mean, it's been over 30 days, and you know, you'd figure if at least one of those 3 remaining spots had been taken, I might not, but no one has shown. You know, I haven't even had anyone ask me about them on Twitter or email me about it or anything like that. So I think it's probably time. It is, you know, it's the market telling me, you know, drop the price some. So it might come into your range. You never know.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it, man. I hear it. I'm gonna go ahead and show off what I'm working on right now.
Oh, please do.
Let's see here. I gotta go navigate over there. And so I'm working on the badass bookmark for the Scalpel Zero. We did the cheesecake bookmark, and I got those assembled today. So these are some prototypes of a prototype. A bunch of these are being available for people who sign up for commissions. There's this and a print pack that's going to be coming out with that. I gotta go find another ribbon. I got some ribbon today, and I didn't like the texture at all.
You still have tilt up there on the screen. Nothing.
Oh, it'll change. It'll change. There's a long delay on my internet.
Ah, there we go. Okay. All right.
So, yeah, so I've got these bookmarks. These are some big bookmarks. I was like, man, you know, I probably should have sized these more accordingly when I printed them out. on their sheet and stuff like that. But this is the prototype. I'm doing some runs here. A lot of printing services are closed down right now, and I just wanted to get my hands on a handful, just kind of feel like what they would be like. These are nice, as you can probably tell. They're all sorts of glossy whatnot because they're laminated on both sides, so good and laminated. That way they're protected. But these are a bit big, like this is what you use to keep your spot in your Webster's Unabridged Dictionary or something. Or your favorite spider squashing book.
Mark, so bigger one's a little harder to lose.
Right, and that's what I was figuring. And then once I got them in my hand, I was like, these feel a little big. They feel a little big, and they're questionably. They're big, but you can't like stick it all the way inside of a smaller paperback. They're a little too long. So, that's I'm going to be resizing that. I just got to go look up the paperback dimensions.
You've got your hands in there for scale. They don't look that huge to me. They're bigger than usual, but still.
This is 5 inches right there.
Yeah, that's what your average book is. What, about 6 inches long?
Yeah. They're great for your 40K Space Marine Omnibus, though. That's a big book. So yeah, now I'm working on the badass bookmark because we had that was the cheesecake bookmark that the fans have voted for.
Up a little closer to the camera because we can't fully, if you can.
Let's see if I can get a clear image on that.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Reset that.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah. So that's the cheesecake bookmark.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good cheesecake. Yeah, and so now I'm working on the badass bookmark where it's just going to be Scalpel Zero in like full hardcore mode. The real fun one that I get to do is the survey that I ran recently for the t-shirt design, and it was a 3-part survey, and the winning answers were like boss fight, tactical gear, and thought mode activated. Which means it's gonna be a little sexy. So I'm like, all right, how do I work that? Okay, I think I got an idea. I think I'm gonna have it be like a real brutal fight, and like she's like shrugging off a blow from the boss, and it's just shredding her gear with some tantalizing teases of naughty bits. Yeah, something like that. What do you guys think in the chat? What do you guys think? Badass bookmark time. What's up, Lorenzo? We got Lorenzo Sleestack in the audience. A long-time client of mine. Good guy. Let's see here. We got Frocco funding. It's a grind for first-timer projects. You just got to grind and let people get to know you. That's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. You gotta get out there. You're doing the right thing. I see you popping up on a bunch of different shows. Talking and getting to know people, getting introduced into new fan bases and cultivating your own following. I think, how much time you got left on the campaign, man?
Oh, let's see. I think 29 days. So
okay.
28 days. But like I said, I was at 55% prior to the halfway mark on the campaign. So I'm in good shape, and
yeah. We'll get this funded, man. We'll get this funded. Because I think this is a wonderful, fun concept. This is the thing, people, like, why are you so? I mean, I have my gripes against Marvel, DC, and them, and it's a long list. You can just call me Martin Luther, it's what really I love about indie is that this is where you get the original ideas. This is where the cool new ideas come from. I mean, I like this. This is fun. I can imagine, and I love the multiverse. I can imagine multiverse, kind of Elseworld adventures type deals popping up between all these various creators, especially like the stuff that we got here in ComicsGate, dude. There are some crazy ideas, some really fun stuff, and then you've got the orbiting section that some of these folks don't consider themselves to be ComicsGate, but it's too late. The virtue crowd has already condemned them to a slow and painful death. I'm just saying, and so that's why I don't sweat none of that stuff, man.
You don't even have to necessarily call yourself ComicsGate if you're just dedicated to producing good comics with good stories, good art, and treating the customer well. That's what really anyone should ask. ComicsGate just says that is just ComicsGate is just it's a number of things, but one of the things is you say you're ComicsGate, it's kind of like I don't know, it's a label like McDonald's. You go to McDonald's, you see the golden arches, you know what you're getting. You say ComicsGate, you know that you're getting a creator who is at least trying to fulfill those principles. So that's it's an advertising brand in a way.
Yeah.
But it's a fruit. Well, there's certain people out there who would like to own that, but it's probably not going to work out for them. So.
Yeah, no, that's so Mighty Geek has a question for you. He says, "Is the main character going to be the next Queen of Hearts?" I don't know. No. That sounds like a plot reveal. If whether it is or not.
I'll be happy to answer that. No, she's not. She is, I mean, just I don't ever foresee her. I mean, that's not how I ever intended to take the story here. The queens and kings and jacks, they can get killed, but Jennifer can bring them back to life. What happens when they get killed is the card sort of breaks apart into two pieces, and you can't use it until and there will be a method that's going to be revealed probably in issue 3 by which she can bring them back. But no, I mean it centers around her, and I don't at any point anticipating her kind of being absorbed, into the actual deck of cards. So good question, but no.
All right, thank you, Mighty Geek. Yeah, no, there are, it is what people make it out to be, and when I hear of people like, oh, I'm gonna leave, I'm going, I'm gone, it's like, dude, I just want to play that Motley Crue song, girl, don't go away, man, girl, just go away. And no offense, I mean, I always encourage people to absolutely go their own way, blaze their own trail. Hold your own counsel. Keep what associations and what friendships that you want to keep. Don't let people dictate that stuff to you. And in kind, don't dictate that to others. You don't get to tell people that stuff. You ain't their mommy and they ain't their daddy. It's just. That's just how that goes, man. We're just here for the good comics. We're here to learn and grow. It's a network like I've never seen. I've seen a lot of good networks. ICC is one of my favorite networks, Independent Creators Connection. They share a lot of really cool stuff over there. A lot of really cool stuff. That's how I first encountered, I think that's how I first encountered Clayton Barton, How to Draw Comics, on Facebook. And I quickly joined up with the How to Draw Comics group on Facebook. And I flipping love that place. That is like the best place to go. Like, submit your art for a good review. You're going to get tons of professionals with their eyes on it. And even if they like the picture, they'll still nitpick for you. So you can be better. There's a couple of writers groups, like Russell Nolte's group on Facebook as well. That's just like the same thing. But it's like howtodrawcomics.net is comprehensive, man. Good courses and good fun stuff up there. And no, I'm not paid to do that, and I have no personal association with Clayton. So that's a genuine endorsement right there. Yeah, let's see what we got. Michael Morfraco Funding says Michael Moorcock's multiverse books are my favorite. The Elric saga is awesome, but I've read dozens of his stories with other characters. See, that's a lot of fun. So Fate Salvation says, "Hey Tank, how is it going?" Well, it is going okay. I'm just kind of trying to noodle out the basic structure of this. You know, I don't want to like do something too boring, and that's what this is turning out to be. It's turning out to be too boring. I like the head in the background. We're gonna have her all angry with her hair all ratty and stuff falling in her face. That loose diagram of nonsense is there.
On the sign up page for Scalpel Zero will be going live.
Still getting things worked out. I got to pay off some debt. I have to replace my digital tablet monitor in order to move forward on the actual production of the book. So right now I'm getting the goodies and stuff out of the way. I can still make progress, but ultimately the scheduling for the book, because I'm going to do I'll announce that we'll do a 30-day build-up where people can sign up and get the exclusive treat, and there will be an exclusive treat. I'm talking to a few different artists about their work being an exclusive for people who sign up. And as much as I would love to play favorites for first come first serve, I really have to put on my editorial hat and say merit wins, because that's going to be the greatest carrot, and that's just professional. That's just being professional. So, yeah, I'll do the 30-day build-up, and then we'll do a 30-day campaign, and if it's going good, we might do a 30-day extension, and regardless, it's going to fund. I know that. It's going to fund, so it will be in demand after it's done funding for a limited period of time.
Don't be afraid to have your sign-up page go longer than that, and work hard at getting sign-up. Because that is... Adam Post suggests you want about 300 signups. Now, I had nowhere near that. I think I had right around 75. And I mean, the number of signups you have can kind of, I think, gives you a good sense of what you can actually have as your goal. And granted, Adam Post kind of gets to breathe some somewhat rarefied air as well. So you don't have 300 signups to get your project off the ground, but there's nothing wrong with letting the sign-up period go a little longer and push that a little harder, because it's all about trying to build up some buzz and build up some potential customers before you even ever get which what you're doing right now is I wish I could draw, but I have actually kicked around the idea of doing a live stream of me writing the script for issue 2. I don't know if there'd be any interest in seeing that. So I don't know if I want to do that or not, but because it's obviously not like drawing where you get to, or coloring where you get to see things kind of coming together like that. But,
no, it's like watching those people mix live.
A few too many plot details, and people would just be sitting there watching my my word program.
Fate Salvation is desperately trying to get my attention here. Hey Fate, how's it going? He asked me how is it going. It's going all right. It's going a little slowly. How are you? Sorry, I thought I got to that. I apologize. Yeah.
Go ahead. An idea around, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean, people might be interested in my thought process, and I probably have to do a couple of practice runs with it first to kind of, make sure that I was, talking out loud enough and letting people see. Just to make sure that I could make it interesting enough. So, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's that's what you got to do. You got to get out there. You got to, just you put the word out. You survey. You're surveying while you're doing that too. You're also reading people's interests. Uh, Getting out there onto the shows and whatnot. Getting out there on social media. One thing that a lot of us folks tend to shy away from is, just kindly asking for a retweet, or share this post, or can you share the link? Um, there's been a couple of campaigns that I thought, would have done great if they just said, "Hey man, can I get a boost?" It's not hard.
Not at all.
Just you got to get past that little introvert. And I know a lot of people in this industry do identify as introverts. Kind of homebodies.
Yeah, I've always my big thing that I've been reluctant to do is actually ask, because sometimes people have their Twitter accounts set up so that you can't DM them directly, and then you have to ask them to get on their YouTube shows. You basically just have to Twitter them directly, and everybody can see it. And every time I do that, I just feel, I don't know what it is, I just feel so shameless about it. I've gotten to the point where it's like, hey, I got to do it now. I don't, too bad about the embarrassment, but. And I don't know why. I mean, what are you doing? You just ask nicely. No one cares. Everybody knows you're just trying to, sell your book, and, so what? But I don't know. I always feel like it's so crass or something.
Right. It feels a little rough, but it's. I can appreciate that though. That you got to reach out. You just got to do it.
Now, what is that underneath her chin that you've been trying to draw? Is this some large face, and this is a smaller guy standing there looking at her?
Yeah, it's going to be Scalpel Zero. I was just trying to make up my mind. I go through like 1,000 poses a second sometimes, where it's like, okay, let me try out this pose here, and then I'm going to try out that and see what works and see what gels with how I'm thinking.
Let me ask you this. Can you actually... I obviously you can see the character very well in your mind, but all the actual details, like the width of the arm there that you just drew, and its proportion to the shoulder and all that, are you able to see that in your mind? Because that's one of the reasons I can't draw. The spatial stuff there, I will not work in my mind, and I can't ever put it on paper. Like for example,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, actually, kind of, sort of. I kind of have an image in my mind of what it is and how I think it should look. And sometimes it's just going off of, okay, well, this is proportionally sized to that in relation to its point on a perspective grid. Which sounds more complicated than it really is, actually. Most of this stuff is just done. We don't even think about it. It's done intuitively after just browbeating yourself to death with practice.
Yeah, for me it's very strange. I mean, like if I were to think of like a desert panorama kind of thing, my mind limits how much I can see in the distance when I imagine that. It will not extend for indefinitely, and it's very limited, and it's just for some reason my mind just can't deal with spatial relationships in terms of visualizing very well, and I don't know exactly why that is, but so I can't really do much about it now. I'm too old. I don't even know if I could have done anything about it, but that's why I write and do not draw.
Well, with drawing like complex scenery and stuff like that, it's the same process as eating an elephant. You know how to eat an elephant, right? Just for the audience, how you eat an elephant is one bite at a time, little bit by little bit. Make sure you use a fridge, because that could get really just wrong.
Well, first you just got to figure out a way to kill the elephant. Then you can go on YouTube, and someone will probably give you instructions on how to skin it and cut up the meat.
Yeah, Froggo.
How to properly barbecue one too.
Froggo brings up a great point here, and it never hurts to ask. There's a lot of channels of all sizes willing to platform creators, and you know what? There are, and, like people, they're like, man, Cross Comics, what's your deal, man? You're like this, like a simp for him or something like that. I'm like, dude, Cross is the reason I'm here on YouTube, man. Like, I would watch his channel. I'd have his stuff on in the background while I'm drawing and stuff because I like to hang out with folks. And he's a good, simple dude. Not like simple in a negative way. Like he's not complicated, you know. And he got me up on his channel, showcased the hell out of me, invited me back. And we formed a solid friendship there. And when he was funding his Canadian Shield, I pimped it, and every time I got an opportunity, I pimped it, and my life was just running in circles around me. But dude, that was a lighthouse in the darkness. His little Canadian Shield comic is, he was making a dream come true. And dude, yeah, no, just anywhere, yeah, hit me up, dude. I've got like I don't get a whole lot of views. I won't break 100 views on this, more than likely. I probably won't have more 10 people in the audience at a time. I got a lot of people coming in and out, kind of hanging out for a little bit. There's a couple other shows going on right now, 2 drawing shows I think you've got you got Drawn and Quartered over on Blacklist Universe, and is Drawn and Backhold on tonight on War Campaign?
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah, no, but you got two drawing shows going on right now tonight. People jumping in and out, going to go check out the cool artwork and stuff that's going on over there. I really haven't been paying too much attention to that stuff. I want to get more into it. I love the drawing shows; they're a lot of fun. But I've just been so busy, just getting stuff together. I'm like, I don't have time to go play reindeer games. Sadly, as much as I would love to. Yeah. Anyway, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna give you the widescreen again. I want you to go over tilt one more time.
Okay.
And that's where we're gonna close out the show on, is you showing off tilt.
All right, I appreciate that.
You're more than welcome. I've got an oar, man. My dinghy may be small and full of holes, but it still floats.
I'm not complaining. I appreciate you agreeing to have me on. So.
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome, man. This is like, I especially love to promote stuff that I like to promote creators, because I think that comics, if people could just see just how many amazing and different comics there are out there, I think this genre would just explode.
Yeah, Drawn Quartered is doing Blacklist Universe is doing Drawn and Quartered, and yeah.
Okay, yeah. I figured that was going on. That's a pretty regular thing over there.
Do they host creators on there?
Yeah. Well, no, not so much. The place, if you want to get hosted and get some cool fan art, dude, you could hit up Chester Busby and Pixel Trader for the Drawn and Quartered Ultimate Edition. I'm done calling it the fan edition. This is the Ultimate Edition, because there, man, you get more wild stuff, and they'll showcase your stuff. Like, you supply them with reference material. And dude, people go to town you get some amazing artists, you get some up and coming artists, you get some amateurs that just have a whole lot of heart. You get a wide variety, and I'm just gonna say this, not implicating myself in anything or admitting to anything, but mail-in rules apply. Hail Raven. I kind of went to the Pro Edition through a little shenanigans help from my fan base. They were so awesome. I owe them everything. I do. And then I won the I won Mike's show, and he wasn't too happy about that. I don't think he likes me, man. I've never had a bad interaction with him, but I don't think he likes me. I don't know why, but that just tickles me something fierce.
Maybe you stole his kumquats.
I do like kumquats, and I can be a little aggressive at times. So we got 5 minutes left, man. Let's thank you very much for everybody. Be sure to click like, hit that bell notification, so that way you can always be informed. Because I'm still getting my streaming schedule in order, everybody out there. And I'm going to let Doc Hog close out the show with a nice, good long pitch for his book and where you can find him. Go for it, Doc.
Alrighty, is my screen up yet?
Yes, sir. You are. Well, you're. Oh, wait. Hold on. My bad. I forgot to do the OBS thing. I got to turn off the video capture. There we go. Now you're up on. Go for it.
Alrighty, I'm just putting. I'm putting the URL in the chat there. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. This is again. This is the. This is the standard cover, and again, for anyone joining late, the story here is that this young woman by the name of Jennifer Poehler, she has the power to make the kings, queens, and jacks in a deck of cards come alive. However, the price of that power is that she has to go out and eliminate the mobsters who murdered her dad. In fact, it was her dad in the spirit realm who basically begged a spirit to give Jennifer that power. To protect her. The mobsters are after her as well, but the price of that was that she had to off the mobsters. And the reason I call it tilt is that in the game of poker, tilt is a mental state in which emotion dictates your play instead of logic or reason. And that's and I chose that because Jennifer's character arc is a very emotional one. She goes from she can't imagine going after mobsters. And in fact, the first time she does it, which is what you're seeing in this on this page right here, she ends up peeing in her pants, throwing up. But over time, she actually starts to get off on the adrenaline rush associated with it. Her weaknesses are that she's somewhat impulsive, somewhat reckless. Those are not good weaknesses to have, whether you're scared to death or getting off on the adrenaline rush. And those are things she's going to have to deal with throughout. Let me talk about some of the... Oh yeah, some very nice body types you'll get to see. There is the standard cover here. This is the variant cover. There is also a pinup. This was drawn by my colorist, Lenore King. There is a deck of cards that you can also purchase, one of the perks. A 54 card poker deck, and this is what will be on the back of it. And here are some of the tiers. You can just buy the digital if you want for only $4. Everything else will actually come with the digital, the PDF included. You can buy just one physical, comic book, either the standard cover or the variant cover. And then for $20, you can get both comic books, standard cover, variant cover. And then the pinup and the deck of cards are add-ons, and the price of those two things go down the higher up you go in the tiers. And you can actually get both comic books here under this tier, this backing tier, and put in the add-ons, and the total is $30, which is going to be you're going to have a hard time beating that. And then these other last two tiers are ones where you actually get drawn into the comic book, and the first one is you're just going to be guarding the head mobster Johnny Ricca. You're going to be guarding his country home in issue 2. You'll be drawn onto at least one page, and you'll get to suffer a gruesome death, either stabbed in the back or slashed in the throat. The first person to claim that one gets to choose. And then the second one here is you're actually Johnny Ricca's bodyguard. You'll get drawn into at least 2 pages in issue 2. You'll get to kill some people, and you will suffer a gruesome death of having a dagger thrown into your eye. Like I said before, 16 pages. This is a 32-page comic book. 16 pages are already finished, inked, colored, lettered. I'm almost up to 22 pages now. I want to have this thing ready to go to the printer the second the campaign is over, so that it'll be in your hands as quickly as possible. This is issue 1 of a 3-issue story story arc here, and anything else I need to let you know? No, I think that's it. Just that I'm going to do my best to treat my customers right. Get the book in your hands as quickly as possible. I will be signing all copies of the book. Lenore King will actually be signing all the copies of the pinup. And I'm thinking about dropping the prices of these 2 tiers here, where you get drawn in a few days. So keep your eye on those. And I'm also starting to consider some stretch goals as well. So keep your eye on that. Campaign's going well, and I think I'm going to make my goal. And I certainly hope that your viewers, 1 or 2 of them at least, will help me make that goal.
I hope so too, man. I hope so too. Thank you very much for joining me. You can find him.
Into the chat just one last time.
Go right ahead. Yes, please click that link. Go ahead and share it out. This is a good book. And that's what we go by here, based on merit. What are you bringing to the table?
Well, thank you for having me, and have a great evening.
You're welcome, man. You're welcome. If you're looking to follow Doc Hog, you can find him on Twitter at DOC_HOG. That's Delta Oscar. Delta Oscar Charlie _Hotel Oscar Charlie Doc Hog. So, and if you're looking to find more of me, you can find me at Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at /TankFerretArt. Thank you very much for joining us for tonight's showcase. I hope to be seeing you all tomorrow at the same bat time, same bat channel. And you guys have yourself a great one. Of course, it would help if I actually streamed up, set up, hey, hit that end stream button instead of just, having to kind of talk my way. All right, cool, we're off.
Oh yeah, Froggo, I'll